Hey everyone, it's Shauna the Tax Goddess and Chief Tax Strategist for TaxGoddess.com and BigTaxDrop.com. Super happy to be with you guys here today on our channel, Tax Strategies that Save Entrepreneurs Thousands each year. We're dedicated to helping business owners reduce their tax burdens in all the legal ways possible. So today we're going to be talking about receipts. Yay! Kind of. How to manage receipts and what to do about backup documentation and support for your tax returns, for taking business deductions, all of those kinds of things. So if this is your first time here with us at Tax Strategies that Save Entrepreneurs Thousands, please subscribe to our channel, wherever the subscribe button is. Please subscribe, and don't forget to download our free ebook, 10 Ways to Save 10K on your taxes right now. And of course, you can check us out at BigTaxDrop.com. So let's jump right in. Nobody likes tracking receipts. I got it. You don't need to tell me 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I totally got it. Nobody likes tracking receipts. So do you want to know the #1 habit that I want you guys to get into? We're going to take photos of our receipts. Nobody wants to have files and files and files and backup documents with thousands of receipts in them for all of the purchases that you've made. But you do need to have proof of who, what, where, when, why, and how, if those things apply to whatever it is you're purchasing, okay? So one of my absolute favorites, and what I would highly, highly recommend you do, you guys know I absolutely love technology. So I'm looking at my phone. There is a combination of apps that I want you guys to download. Okay, the first one is called Scannable. I don't know if this is going to show up, the little blue butterfly right there, Scannable. And the next one is Evernote. Okay, that combination is one of my favorite combinations, especially for receipt tracking. Okay, and the reason why I love it, and part of this is habit. So remember, you guys are going to have to kind of change your habits just a little bit for me. Every time you buy something, every single time before you leave the store, okay, take out your phone, take out the receipt, put it on a counter or hold it in your hand or whatever it is that you need to do. Either go to Evernote and take a picture directly from Evernote, because you can label it right then and there, right? Or go to Scannable, which will post to your Evernote account, okay? Or you can email it yourself or whatever. Personally, I really like the Evernote method. Now, part of the reason why I love Evernote so much for tracking all this background information, okay, is that it will actually turn an image into an OCR, optical something recognition. I don't know what it stands for. I'm not that techie, but an OCR image, which means that you can search by whatever is on that receipt. So the perfect world here, okay, you bought something, you're going to take a pen, or if you're more digital, you can skip the pen, but take a pen or whatever, physically write on the receipt who, what, where, when, why, right? I was out at this restaurant to meet with my CPA to discuss tax strategies, yay, tax strategist, to discuss tax strategies about 2018, okay? Make sure all of that is on the receipt. When you take the picture, Evernote will actually convert it to an OCR recognizable image. So 3 years from now, you're in the middle of an audit and the auditor says, well, bring me this receipt from the time that you had lunch with the tax strategist. You can go to your Evernote account, type in strategy or tax or CPA, or if you happen to remember the date because it's in your, your planner, your calendar, whatever, you can find that information quickly to be able to hand it to the auditor so that you can get that deduction. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is really the main point of keeping receipts, okay? Of course, you should have receipts for your bookkeeper, for your bookkeeping team to be able to create your books for you so that they know what it is that you bought, where did you go, what did you spend money on. The big places where we see issues with this is people that buy everything at Costco or Walmart or Target, okay? So the problem is that Walmart, Target, Costco, all of these places, you can buy personal items and you can buy business items. So if you're not specifically, maybe on the receipt, putting a star next to everything business before you take your picture or whatever it is, you're going to run into problems down the road. The auditor's going to say, well, prove to me that one line item that says XY794 instead of a name like paper or something like that is actually a business expense. you're not really going to be able to do it. So you want to come up with a system now so that you can support your expenses with those receipts. Okay. Now, this was from a few years ago. I'll let you guys know that. But in discussions, I was in an audit for a client, which of course we won. But I was in a discussion with the auditor at the time saying, well, so what's really the difference between the receipt, the bank statement or credit card statement, digital bank statements, paper bank statements, what's really the difference there? The auditor basically told me that digital bank statements, most of us, the banks all pushed us to all go digital so they didn't have to mail statements anymore, saving them all that postage. Digital statements mean nothing. Bubkiss, right? Because how easy is it now with the technology that we have to open up a digital bank statement, make whatever modifications you want on the digital statement, and save it again in that format. The IRS is onto that, okay? So unfortunately, for all of you out there who are receiving your statements in digital format, your bank statement, if you ever get into an audit, if the auditor doesn't believe you for whatever reason, that digital bank statement is effectively worthless. Worthless, okay? So you definitely want to have your receipts, you want to have those pictures in your Evernote account, your backup, who, what, where, when, why on those receipts, okay? So you need to be able to have backup receipts for any expenses that you're trying to claim, okay? Whether that's charity or medical, so business and personal, right? Charity, medical, office supplies, cell phone bills, sales receipts, like your taxi cab, they always say, do you want it? Well, they used to say, do you want a receipt? Now we all use Uber or Lyft or whatever. So we have the receipts, but you definitely want to have backup of those expenses that you're spending. Okay. So that is really your only documentation, is if you can get that receipt. Now, as of now, what we know is that the IRS is still accepting receipts. So a lot of people are, I get this question all the time. Well, wait, if I scan my receipt and put it in Evernote, doesn't that make it a digital copy? Kind of. Evernote does track some of the features of the image. So if it really came down to it, you could prove that this particular receipt had not been messed with or touched. But, if you're spending, I'd say more than $1,000, it's really whatever is the kind of the limit for you as a business owner. If you're a micro business, it might be more than $200. Maybe consider keeping that receipt, at least for the audit period, which would be here in Arizona, that's 4 years. Consider keeping the receipt, but it's completely up to you. Just know that if you can't prove the backup to the auditor, to whoever that is, you may lose your deduction for that. Okay, so you're going to want to have the official receipts and invoices to back up any business expenses, any personal expenses, medical, charity, like we talked about. If you've suffered inventory losses, if you're in a business, if someone stole from you, or there was a typhoon or something happened there, right? You definitely are going to want to have like the insurance records and the phone call to the police, or whatever it is that's happened, to try and prove your case if the loss is big enough to the IRS. Now, one of the very last things that I want to talk about here, kind of going over to the personal side just a little bit, is charity, okay? There are certain different levels of charity receipts, and I'm sure we've covered that in another video. So if we haven't, please feel free to ask me questions. If we haven't, I will film another video. But anyway, long story short, there are different levels of charity deductions. And I know a lot of CPAs are out there saying, don't worry about things that are smaller, under 250, whatever. My recommendation, it doesn't do you any harm. Again, get in the habit, get a receipt for everything, okay? For absolutely every charity donation, absolutely anything that's happening, get a receipt. Make sure that you have those in your files so that your tax preparer can do their job, and if there's ever a problem, you've got the backup. All right. So thanks so much for joining us here today. We always want to bring you value in the form of education, entertainment, or inspiration. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section below. We'll try and get to those and film videos as necessary, as you guys want them. So remember to subscribe if it's your first time here with us at Tax Strategies That Save Entrepreneurs Thousands Each Year, the channel dedicated to helping business owners reduce their tax burdens. So feel free to check us out at bigtaxdrop.com. And so for today, signing off with some tax love, your tax goddess and chief tax strategist, Shauna. Bye.